Hi there, I'm back with a new video. 2023 has left us, but Disney is still licking their wounds after having all their movies flop at the box office. Yes, one didn't flop, it's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We'll take that one out of the equation. Plus, they lost billions from Disney Plus, and Bob Iger got owned by Elon Musk.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself. But go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
But there's a story running around the internet lately that Star Wars has been saved. Honestly, I have heard this story so many times, like when George Lucas sold out Lucasfilm to Disney, it was supposed to be saved. Then we had 2 great seasons of The Mandalorian, so we assumed that Star Wars was going on the right path. But then came Season 3 that ruined everything. And then we had the Kenobi series that ended up being the Reva show, a pure bait and switch. After that, we had Ahsoka that was supposed to save the franchise, but it didn't as well. But don't you worry, after 10 years, finally they found the solution how to save our beloved franchise. It took them some time, but they got there. And the person that will bring Star Wars to new green pasture is Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. And they are selling her out to be the first woman of color / activist to direct Star Wars content. Oh god, another agenda-driven hiring. But I was asking to myself, didn't we had already women directing Star Wars, like Bryce Dallas Howard, who directed episodes of The Mandalorian, or Deborah Chow, which directed episodes of The Mandalorian and the whole series of Kenobi. Plus, the head of Lucasfilm is Kathleen Kennedy, so she isn't the first woman or woman of color directing Star Wars content. So what is Charmin's previous projects? Documentaries, 2 animated Pakistani films, and 2 episodes of the most watched Disney Plus series Ms. Marvel. We must be kidding ourselves that she is able to helm a Star Wars film. This reminds me a lot of the director that Marvel casted to direct the Eternals. You remember Chloe Zhao? And you all remember what happened to that one. It flopped gloriously. Then you will all say that there's a possibility that I am biased to her, so I should sit down and hear what she has to say about the Star Wars lore, or how she understands what the story of Star Wars is.
A part of 2 decades of my life telling stories about heroes who are faced with insurmountable sort of roadblocks, who tackle things, who fight to have their voices heard, who have inner conflict, who are forging the way, who have self-doubt at some point, but then they come forward and they try and change the narrative on something, push the needle on something, win a few battles, and eventually create change within themselves and within their communities. And if you strip Star Wars of everything, that's what Star Wars is all about.
What? If you made any sense out of this, please write it in the comments section, because my low IQ brain got fried after watching this piece. If you ask me what is Star Wars all about, I'll answer you that it's like the rise and fall, and at the end the redemption of Anakin Skywalker. And it also shows the hero's journey of his son Luke Skywalker that tried to save his father. We all knew that she was going to direct the upcoming Star Wars movie with Rey. Only lately, these 2 snippets have popped up in the internet and been running around on every single site. So let's check them out.
2024 now, and I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
What is the balance of activating a force for change, but also trying to permeate that patriarchy, that power structure? And is that a part of the calculation of your art as well? And what's been the reaction to that?
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Any Star Wars fan would be insulted with this attitude that she has, while at the same time, she is trying to promote her political agenda, lecturing the fans. When your goal is to make a great story and entertain your audience, believe me, this is a recipe that will make this movie flop so hard, because it has happened again recently. Just look at the Marvels. They hired an inexperienced director just because she was a woman of color so they can promote their agenda. And what happened to that movie? It was the worst grossing Marvel movie ever. And the same will happen to this Rey movie, where Kathleen Kennedy is the major factor of Star Wars destruction, since she's the head of Lucasfilm. How can we stop these projects to ever come into fruition? Because they are driving our beloved franchises to the ground. I would say vote with your wallets. It's the only thing that these greedy companies will listen to. If it hurts them enough, they'll get the message that it's time to course correct and give what the people wants. Many will say that Star Wars has been oversaturated and it needs some cooling time off so they can focus on making better stories. Do you believe Disney will stop milking out Star Wars when they're still making money? Not a chance in hell. The only way to save Star Wars is to vote with your wallet, as I said previously. And that goes for Disney Plus too. So if you want to leave a comment about the current state of Star Wars and if Charmine will save the franchise, use the comment section below. And don't forget, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you and have a good one.